All right, welcome back to Island Contracting Nightly Sports Call. All right, Pony, one thing that potentially could happen here, someone could jump the Steelers because the Steelers, they're straightforward. They're straight shooters. They don't really – there's no smoke screens with those guys. That's the one thing that, they should have floated some other names out there, and they didn't. I mean, it sounded like that they were focused on a couple key guys. So if someone wants Najee Harris, they know they just have to get ahead of the Steelers.
Well, and, we saw Zaven Collins. We saw that whole thing come up in the last few days, and he went off the board to Pittsburgh West. They must be using the same power rankings, right? The Cardinals took the Tulsa linebacker. Yeah, I think the Bills and Bucks would be looking at running backs. Now, if I'm Tampa Bay, I brought Leonard Fournette back. I can find a running back pretty much anywhere. I would be surprised if they did it. The Bills, I think they need defensive help, but a lot of mock drafts had them taking Travis Etienne. Would they move up to 23, go from 30 to 23 to take Najee Harris? Maybe. I mean, right now, where I stand on this. I either want an offensive tackle or I'd like to trade down and get an extra pick somewhere, get a late third-round pick or something to give me an opportunity to take another good player in this draft, but I don't think the Steelers are going to do that.
All right, the Giants are on the clock, and they're making their pick right now. They obviously
and they got Barkley, so they're not taking a running back. They got Saquon.
No one else here is taking a running back before the Steelers pick, right? I mean,
no, because Jonathan Taylor's in Indy. He was a 1,000-yard rusher last year. You and I both liked him.
Yeah.
Going into last year's draft. The Vikings are one pick ahead of the Steelers after that trade with the Jets, and they've got Delvin Cook.
Yeah,
and he's a second-round back. He wasn't a first-round back. So
the Buccaneers potentially a team would have to make some kind of trade to move ahead of the Steelers to take them. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. We got Harry. How you doing, Harry?
Hey, Harry.
Oh, hi. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha. Thanks for calling.
Okay, I'm calling, a first-time caller. I've tried to call you before. I love your show.
Thank you.
I'm excited about being able to talk to you. I wanted to ask you, how come we went 9-0 last year, the Steelers, and then started losing games?
Well, 11-0 actually, right? I mean, so it makes things worse.
First it was 9-0, yeah.
Pony, do you think that maybe I've heard people, around the organization talk about conditioning, and conditioning maybe was a part of the problem down the stretch. Now, I really don't buy into that, but do you think there's any truth to that?
If it's true, they need to fire the coaches or the trainers that were conditioning them, because every team was dealing with the same set of circumstances. Abbreviated training camp, no preseason. So the Steelers were no different. Now, they had two pauses. They had the Titans game delayed. They lost a bye week. And then they had that Ravens Thanksgiving Day game that got moved. So, look, I think that was a minor setback. But what I thought, nullified or negated all of that, Richie, was that they rested guys in Week 17. So they got a chance leading into the playoffs to give guys a blow. If they needed that game against Cleveland, if they had lost to Indy the week before, if they needed that Cleveland game to make the playoffs or win the division, well, then I think that would be a better excuse. But they rested their key guys, and then they came out flat against the Browns and were blown out.
Yeah, and it's going to be tougher this year because there's an extra game. Let's go out to Joe out in Greensburg. How you doing, Joe?
Okay, how you doing?
Good, thanks for calling.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, I want to know what kind of size does that kid from Alabama have, Harris? How fast is he?
Bigger.
And, is he bigger?
Yeah, he runs like a 4.5 40. I mean, if you're talking about speed, he does have some speed. I think Etienne just a tad bit faster, right, Pony? And he's known as a better pass catcher out of the backfield. But from what I understand and from what I've seen and from what I've read, Najee Harris, that's something that he really worked on, and he does it really well. His pass catching ability out of the backfield and pass protection.
I think that Harris is kind of a souped-up James Conner.